Greetings, and welcome to the Golden Years Health Show. Here, we merge ancient Eastern wisdom with modern Western research to empower you to thrive beyond 60. In today's episode, we're diving into a topic that could truly be a lifesaver. Strokes affect thousands of seniors each year, often striking without clear warning. But what if the earliest red flags were hiding in your everyday morning habits? Some routines you've relied on for decades might be quietly tripling your stroke risk. We're thrilled to have with us Dr. Iñárritu, a remarkable 100-year-old physician, still actively practicing. She's ready to share vital insights on the hidden signs and risky habits every senior needs to know. Stay tuned. This could change how you start your day. Let's jump into the core of today's episode, where we uncover the hidden warning signs of a stroke, clues so subtle they're often missed, but so critical they could save your life. Dr. Iñárritu, our remarkable 100-year-old physician still guiding patients with wisdom and precision, begins by spotlighting the earliest red flag, a sudden stumble in coordination. Picture yourself grabbing your morning newspaper, but your fingers fumble, missing the edge. Or you try to fasten a button, and your hands feel oddly out of sync, like they're moving in slow motion. These aren't just random quirks or signs of aging. Dr. Iñárritu warns, they're your brain sending an urgent memo, signaling a possible hiccup in blood flow. These moments, dropping a fork, tripping over a simple task, are quiet but powerful alerts, easily ignored because they're not as obvious as slurred speech or paralysis. Yet, they're deeply neurological, tied to the brain's intricate control over every movement. To bring this to life, Dr. Iñárritu shares a vivid story from his decades of practice. He recalls a 74-year-old patient, a retired carpenter with a knack for carving intricate wooden figurines. This man came to Dr. Iñárritu not with complaints of pain or dizziness, but with a nagging concern. Over a few weeks, he'd noticed small, strange mishaps. He kept misplacing his tools, not because he forgot where they were, but because his hands weren't landing where he aimed. His wife pointed out he was struggling to zip his jacket, his fingers fumbling in a way they never had. At first, he shrugged it off, blaming tired eyes or creaky joints. But then came a moment that shook him. While jotting down a note to buy nails, he froze, unable to spell hammer. Me. The word vanished from his mind. No headache, no drama, just a fleeting blankness. Alarmed, Dr. Iñárritu ordered a scan. It revealed the man had experienced a transient ischemic attack, or TIA, a mini-stroke that acts like a fire alarm for a bigger blaze. Quick action, including medication tweaks and lifestyle changes, kept a full stroke at bay. This story underscores how these faint signals, easily dismissed as nothing, can be the difference between a close call and a catastrophe. Dr. Iñárritu doesn't stop at anecdotes. He grounds his insights in science, pointing to a pivotal study from Lancet Neurology. The research followed patients who'd had TIAs and uncovered a game-changing truth. The 48 hours after a TIA are a critical crossroads. If you act swiftly getting medical care, adjusting diet, or monitoring vitals, your chances of preventing a major stroke skyrocket. The risk plummets by over 80%. That's not just data, it's hope. It means those odd moments of clumsiness or confusion aren't just quirks. They're opportunities to protect your brain, but only if you move fast. The study's message is clear: time is everything. Those first 2 days are your window to rewrite the outcome. Dr. Iñárritu emphasizes that recognizing these signs isn't about paranoia. It's about empowerment, giving you the tools to take charge before a small warning becomes a life-altering event. But why do these red flags so often flare up in the morning? Dr. Iñárritu peels back the curtain on the biology behind it. He paints a picture of what he calls the morning danger zone. When you sleep, your body goes hours without water. By the time you open your eyes, you're dehydrated. This dehydration thickens your blood, making it sluggish, like molasses in your veins. At the same time, as dawn breaks, your cortisol surge. That's the hormone that kicks your stress response into gear. It spikes your blood pressure. For seniors, whose arteries may be less elastic with age, this creates a perfect storm. Thick, slow-moving blood struggles through narrowed vessels. That morning, pressure surge can strain fragile arteries to their limits. It's a silent buildup, happening before you've even stepped out of bed. It turns the first hour of your day into the riskiest for a stroke. Dr. Hinhara's insight here is a wake-up call. Mornings aren't just when you start your day. They're when your body is most vulnerable, especially past 60. This discussion is so powerful because it reframes how we think about strokes. They're not random bolts from the blue. They're the result of quiet, cumulative risks we can learn to spot. Dr. Hinhara's approach isn't about scaring you, it's about arming you with awareness. Those fleeting moments of clumsiness, that brief blank when a word escapes you, they're not just annoyances. They're your body's way of whispering for help. By understanding why mornings amplify these risks, you can start your day with intention, protecting your brain from the storm brewing inside. It's a call to listen closely to your body, because those subtle signs, especially at dawn, are your first chance to stay one step ahead. Habit 1, skipping water. Dr. Inyada, with his century of medical wisdom, zeroes in on this sneaky mistake that so many seniors make. You wake up, shuffle to the kitchen, and reach for that steaming cup of coffee, or maybe check your phone, all before giving your body a single drop of water. It feels harmless, even routine, but here's the truth. This oversight is like leaving your car engine running without oil. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is parched. That lack of hydration doesn't just leave your mouth dry, it thickens your blood, turning it sluggish and sticky. Thick blood doesn't flow smoothly. It strains your heart, stresses your brain, and raises the risk of clots that can trigger a stroke. Dr. Hinhara points to a startling study from the European Journal of Neurology. It found that low morning hydration was a factor in nearly 48% of first-time ischemic strokes. That's not a small number. It's a wake-up call. Dehydration isn't just about feeling thirsty. It's a direct threat to your vascular health, especially after 60. When your body's reserves aren't as forgiving, what makes this habit so dangerous is how common it is. Most of us don't even think about water when we roll out of bed. Coffee's warm aroma or the ping of a morning email grabs our attention first. But Dr. Hinhara explains that your brain isn't craving caffeine at that moment. It's begging for circulation. Without water, your blood vessels are like narrow pipes trying to push through molasses. And that extra effort can tip the scales toward disaster. The good news, the fix is simple, accessible, and takes just a minute. Dr. Hinhara's advice is clear. Before you do anything else, before the coffee, the news, or even your morning pills, drink 1 full glass of water. Make it room temperature or slightly warm, not icy cold, to ease your system into the day. This isn't just about quenching thirst. It's about jump-starting your blood flow, thinning it out, and giving your brain the fluid it needs to function. It's a small act with massive impact, like flipping a switch to protect your heart and mind from the morning's hidden risks. By making this your first move, you're not just hydrating, you're building a shield against one of the biggest stroke triggers out there. Habit 2, diving headfirst into stress the moment you wake. Dr. Inyada, with his century-long perspective on health, pinpoints this as a trap many seniors unknowingly fall into. You roll out of bed and, before your eyes are fully open, you're checking breaking news on your phone. scanning urgent emails, or getting into a heated discussion about the day's plans. These seem like normal ways to start the day, but Dr. Hinhara warns they're anything but harmless. Your brain, fresh from sleep, is in a delicate state, not yet ready for high gear. Meanwhile, your cortisol, the hormone that fuels your stress response, is already spiking naturally at dawn, pushing your blood pressure upward. Pile on mental strain from notifications, headlines, or arguments, and you're amplifying this surge. It turns a natural morning rhythm into a dangerous overload. For seniors over 60, whose arteries may be less forgiving, this added pressure can strain blood vessels. It sets the stage for a stroke. What makes this habit so sneaky is how ingrained it is in our routines. Reaching for your phone or tackling the day's to-do list feels productive, even necessary. But Dr. Hinhara explains that this rush floods your system with stress at the worst possible time. That's when your body is still calibrating. He backs this up with a compelling study from the journal Stroke, published in 2015. The study tracked over 93 people for a decade. The findings were eye-opening. Those who faced high psychological stress early in the morning were far more likely to suffer a stroke. Even when factors like age, smoking, or hypertension were accounted for, the risk was especially pronounced for those over 60, and it peaked within the first 3 hours of waking. This isn't just about feeling frazzled. Morning stress physically primes your body for vascular trouble. Every email ping or news alert becomes a potential trigger. The good news, you can sidestep this risk with a simple, intentional shift. Dr. Hinhara recommends carving out a 10-minute buffer of calm to start your day. Instead of diving into the chaos, try gentle stretching. Feel your muscles loosen as you breathe deeply. Or sit quietly with a warm cup of tea, savoring the stillness before the world rushes in. These moments aren't luxury, they're a shield. They give your brain and blood vessels time to stabilize before stress hits. This brief pause acts like a reset. It eases cortisol and blood pressure back to safer levels. By building this calm ritual into your morning, you're not just avoiding stress, you're protecting your heart and brain from a hidden stroke risk. You're setting a steady tone for the day ahead. Habit 3. Skipping breakfast. Dr. Iñárritu, with his century of medical expertise, highlights this as a common misstep that hits seniors hard. You wake up, maybe sip some coffee, or take your pills. But food, that's often an afterthought. Many older adults say they're not hungry or they're aiming for a health trend like intermittent fasting. But Dr. Hinhara warns that after 60, going without a morning meal isn't just a choice. It's a risk that can strain your brain and invite serious trouble. Here's why. Your body's been fasting overnight, and by morning, your blood sugar is already low. For seniors, especially those on medications for blood pressure or diabetes, this dip can push you into hypoglycemia. That's a state where your brain, which runs on glucose, starts to starve. This isn't just about feeling lightheaded or foggy. It's about putting your brain under stress, which can destabilize your entire vascular system. Low blood sugar makes your heart work harder. It spikes stress hormones, and it can even trigger dizziness or fainting each a step closer to a stroke. This habit is so widespread because it feels harmless, even virtuous. Skipping breakfast might seem like discipline or a way to simplify your morning. But Dr. Hinhara's seen the consequences in his patients. He recalls cases where seniors combined skipped meals with morning medications. It created a dangerous cocktail that led to vascular events. Your brain doesn't have a backup fuel tank. It needs steady glucose, especially in the morning when your body's rhythms are resetting. Without it, you're not just hungry, you're vulnerable. The fix, thankfully, is simple and doesn't require a feast. Dr. Iñárritu advises a small, protein-rich breakfast to anchor your blood sugar and support your brain. Think a spoonful of creamy yogurt, a handful of soaked walnuts, or a slice of hard-boiled egg. These aren't heavy meals, just enough to signal to your body that it's fueled and stable. This small act keeps your blood sugar steady, it eases the strain on your heart, and it protects your brain from the morning's risks. It's not about appetite, it's about giving your body the foundation it needs to thrive. By starting your day with this simple ritual, you're not just eating, you're fortifying your defenses against a hidden stroke trigger. Habit 4, lingering in bed too long after waking. Dr. Iñárritu, with his century of medical insight, flags this as a trap many seniors fall into. You open your eyes, maybe prop yourself up with a pillow, and spend 20 or 30 minutes sitting there, scrolling through your phone, reading a book, or just easing into the day. It feels relaxing, like a gentle start. But Dr. Iñárritu warns it's anything but. After hours of lying down, your body's circulation is already sluggish. Staying seated, barely moving, lets blood pool in your lower body, especially in your legs. This isn't just a matter of feeling stiff. Pooled blood moves slowly, increasing the chance of clots forming. For seniors over 60, whose blood vessels aren't as springy as they once were, this stillness creates a hidden danger. Slow circulation strains the heart and starves the brain of oxygen. It sets the stage for a clot that could travel upward and trigger a stroke. It's like leaving a river dammed up too long. The flow stalls and trouble brews. What's striking is how innocent this habit seems. Sitting in bed, sipping tea, or catching up on emails feels like self-care, not a health risk. But Dr. Iñárritu explains that after 60, your body needs movement to kickstart circulation, especially in the morning when your vascular system is most vulnerable. Without it, blood lingers in your veins, and if there's any plaque or clot risk already present, that prolonged stillness can be the spark that sets off a chain reaction. He's seen strokes strike shortly after patients move from bed to bathroom, because the sudden shift after pooling blood can dislodge a clot. The solution, thankfully, is straightforward and doesn't require a gym. Dr. Iñárritu recommends gentle, intentional movements right from the start. While still in bed, try ankle rolls, circling them slowly to wake up your lower body. Once you sit up, do shoulder circles, rolling them forward and back to get blood flowing upward. As you stand, move deliberately. Flex your toes, stretch your arms, or take a slow walk to the window. These small actions, just 2 or 3 minutes, act like a pump. They coax blood back to your heart and brain. It's a simple shift that transforms a risky pause into a protective ritual, ensuring your morning starts with flow, not stagnation. Habit 5, staying physically inactive after waking. Dr. Iñárritu, with his century of medical wisdom, calls this the silent saboteur, one that catches many seniors off guard. You wake up, ease into your favorite chair with a coffee, and spend the next hour or two reading, watching television, or just sitting still. It feels like a cozy, harmless start to the day. But Dr. Iñárritu warns it's a hidden danger. After hours of sleep, your blood flow is already sluggish, lingering in one spot on the bed, at the table, or on the couch. Lets blood pool in your lower body, especially your legs. This isn't just about feeling stiff. Pooled blood moves slowly, raising the risk of clots forming for those over 60 whose veins are less elastic. This stillness creates a perfect setup for trouble. A clot that forms in the legs can travel upward, potentially triggering a stroke, all because your morning lacked movement. What's so deceptive about this habit is how normal it feels. Sitting with your morning routine, whether it's flipping through a newspaper or scrolling on your tablet, seems restful, even healthy. But Dr. Hinhara explains that after 60, your body craves motion to keep blood flowing smoothly, especially in the morning when your vascular system is most vulnerable. He points to a compelling study published in the journal Circulation, which followed over 8,000 adults over 60. The results were striking. Those who spent more than 9 hours a day sedentary faced double the stroke risk. Even if they exercise later, the key isn't just how much you move, but when. That first hour after waking is critical. Stay still, and your body stays in rest mode, letting blood stagnate. This stagnation, Dr. Ingata noches, is a major reason why clots often start in the legs. It's a risk we've long seen in bedridden hospital patients, but it also applies to everyday seniors too. The fix is simple, effective, and doesn't demand a workout. Dr. Hinhara recommends just 5 to 10 minutes of light mobility to kickstart your day. Try marching in place while waiting for the kettle, lifting your knees gently to wake up your legs, or stretch your arms overhead, feeling your shoulders loosen as blood starts to flow. A slow walk to the mailbox or a few side-to-side steps in your kitchen can work wonders too. These aren't intense exercises. They're gentle prompts to tell your body it's time to move. This brief burst of activity acts like a spark. It boosts circulation, pushes blood back to your heart, and nourishes your brain. By weaving this small ritual into your morning, you're not just breaking the cycle of stillness. You're building a powerful defense against one of the biggest stroke risks. You're setting your body up to thrive from the very first step. As we wrap up, Dr. Hinhara's wisdom shines clear. Strokes aren't sudden, they build in daily habits. From skipping water to lingering in stress, your mornings hold the key. Small shifts, like a glass of water or gentle stretches, can shield your brain. It's not about perfection, but listening to your body's quiet signals. Let's start tomorrow with intention, protecting our health one step at a time. Dr. Hinhara's final nudge: act now and thrive. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.